Did you have any other questions for me?
Yeah. Education. I know it's important, and uh, I was just talking to a friend about when do you feel like you'll be ready to just. I've never been a big education person or a big like school person. I'm fine with
Mm-hmm.
learning. Just I learn differently, and schools don't. I feel like they don't teach me the way that the way that I learn. So maybe I'm not mature enough to go sit in the class for
Mm-hmm.
hours on end and try to retain some knowledge. Even if I do care about the knowledge, it's just that it's not taught the way that I learn. So
Yeah. Uh, I mean, everybody learns differently. And, I think that the world that we live in now is really just about finding the type of study that works for you. And that's not to say that, to some extent could not be courses that you're needing to take from a school standpoint, but if I think it depends on what you want to do. I have 2 degrees, and to some extent I do use those degrees, but I use them for myself. I use them to do a lot of the computer stuff that I need to do for me, versus working for somebody else, and if that's the case, everything that I use my degrees for, I could have gone to a website that offers certain online courses and teaches it in a specific way and had those things taught to me. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with like organized education from a university standpoint, but there could be other ways of finding teachers for yourself that fit what you need. I think it really just depends on what you're wanting to do and how you're wanting to take your life. And there's also apprenticeships and hands-on job training that you can get to if you feel like a set organized university understanding doesn't fit what you're wanting.
right, right.
Hmm.
So I should
So yeah.
just go look. I should be on the lookout. So, bro, the jobs that I look forward to having in the future, they would require me to have a degree, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go to school, and I I I could go and do it, but I know I would be dragging my feet, and I would be, how you say it, I would procrastinate a lot, and I don't want to go waste my time and money on stuff like that. So if I'm trying to look for a way around it, I know my military experience can only take me so
Yeah.
far, and then I really do need more work experience as well.
Mhm. Well, I mean, there's a lot to be said for on the job training. Like it really, like you said, you feel that the schooling that you or the job that you're working or planning to do requires you to go to school, right? Or
Yeah,
it will require you to get a certification or something to that effect. You need to get a degree in order for them
right,
to you to get better pay and everything else. Well, if that's the case, then there's only 2 things that could be the answer. You either are going to have to figure out how to make yourself ready in this sense to take that action, or there's something else that you're meant to do that doesn't feel like a chore. It's one of those 2 things. And I can't say which one that is for you. It could be your soul is saying there's something else that we want you to do beyond this. And you don't feel any inclination to go to school in that sense because what you're wanting to do or what you're meant to do is beyond this understanding, or it's the understanding of like you got to buckle down and figure out how to make yourself in that understanding do certain things. I've gone through the school experience, and it was not easy. I took on, like, I was probably taking too many classes at once, to be honest, but like it definitely is something that can be a lot. So, and it's not for everybody, but if you feel like it's not for you, then that may mean that the understanding that you would like to have in this current job environment, it could not be what you're meant to do as an end understanding. It may be that you're meant to move towards something else, if that makes sense. So
right.
it's really I think it's important to sit to yourself and ask yourself, can I do it? Do I feel like I can, put myself through what is necessary to get to this second level or this next level in this job environment? Because this is the requirement. Because as far as if that job is requiring some type of schooling for it, there's more than likely not going to be an easy way around it. You can
Yeah.
find ways around stuff, but if that's what is required for it, then I think it's really the understanding of you taking some time and asking yourself, can I find it in myself to do what's necessary to consistently show up how I need to in a school or work environment, even if I don't want to. If I don't want to, but I feel like this is what I would like to do long term, then I got to figure out how a way to do that. And if your soul really, really just can't do it, then it's the understanding of I need to figure out what it actually is that I want to do. Because it's not always just about money. Yes, money is important and it has its role to play, but at the same time, your soul also would like to be fulfilled, and it could be the understanding of your soul feeling or thinking that this job environment is not meant to be long term for you. And there's another understanding, because if it was, it could be the understanding that you would be more open or able, you would feel the energy to be able to move toward it the way that you want. But I think it's about really taking some time to yourself and asking yourself those questions. Can I do this? Can I find it within myself, to get this done? Can
Yeah,
I motivate
I
myself?
think you're right. Money has been the main motivator for my career pursuit. That's definitely true, and I haven't really thought about my strong points and what I'm good at. I haven't really thought about what I actually like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I have an interest in the field that I want to go into, but it's like it's not all the way there. I know I'm really good at a lot of different stuff, and I haven't
Yeah.
tried to narrow it down to a specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always felt like I was the jack of all trades. I feel like I could really go into any field and do good into it, but will I like it
Yeah.
is a completely different question as well. So I do
Yeah.
need to buckle down and try to see if I can find something that I actually like and pertains, to my strong points.
Sounds like there's a lot of self-discovery that's going on there. I mean, I feel very I've existed in a similar energy. There's a lot of things that, I find myself to be good, that jack of all trades energy. So I understand that. And it can be hard to just pick one thing or whatever the case may be, but it also may not be about just picking one thing. You have a life, you have a lifetime. So it can be the understanding of what do I want to focus or really broaden my ability in at this time in this aspect, and then maybe you can pick up something else, or as you get to really, really, you grow a lot in one facet of your energy, you can make room for the next thing, but it's
Yeah,
important to understand that it's not necessarily about giving any of those understandings up. It may just be not right now. Which one is the most prevalent? Which one calls to you the most? And I think it's important to just give yourself space, sit with yourself, and do this practice of asking your soul, asking yourself what it wants. It'll give you an answer. And maybe it might not be immediate. You might have to sit with it a few times, but it could be immediate. Maybe it could just be waiting for you to ask it. A lot of times our soul waits for us to speak to it, to give us the answers that we want. And it gets excited and gives us a plan, but it wants you to be ready to ask it, to speak to it, to connect with it. So it could be that.
right, right.
Hey, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a question you would like to ask or would like the opportunity to receive a one-on-one session, please check out the links in this video's description to sign up for a free session or submit a question.